Right, here we go with race number 2 in the Kaltron Supercars and the Kaltron Fine Cars that are coming out onto the track now for their second race of the day. Remember, folks at home, it's a whole new format, and you people around the track, it's a whole new format that WPMC Sportscom is trying today, where certain classes do all their races before lunch and the rest do after. So basically you've got 2 race events in one with 2 separate prize givings. The one prize giving will be for everybody that raced before lunch. That will be at 1 o'clock, and then at the end of the day you do the prize giving for all the classes that ran their 2 races after lunch. So joining me on Mike's side with this one is Jordan Huben. Got it right this time, Jordy. At least I think so.
one of the many surnames around the circuit you got right.
Yeah. So the fine cars are circulating down the back straight towards Fostron corner. Supercars, sorry. The fine cars are busy working their way out of 3. They are led there by Natasha Tischendorf. She is the... She is the chairman of the fine cars. Well, she's in that second group, because that first group of fine cars is now working its way down the back straight.
This whole gaggle of supercars and fine cars makes their way, the supercars make their way onto the main straight and will catch up to the Amoda safety car. And will get slowed right down for the fine cars to catch up. I mean, they still take a gap at the start of the race due to the difference in speed between the classes. But we'll just wait for them to come around. I believe it'll be Gunther Appelgren on pole this time around. He started from the back in race 1, which might give him a very demanding lead in race 2. But we also see, I saw Carl Halleck's car. Carl Halleck, I don't know what happened after the first race, but he got towed away back to Park Ferme. So maybe the car cut out, maybe he ran out of fuel. I'll have to go chat to him at prize giving. But I think Ernest Page should be in there as well after having a bit of a issue in race 1. Leaving the pit lane a bit late, a lap down.
I do see his car out there. Remember, the 74 car of Andre Rowe also had problems, and it came through on the radio that he was asking the marshals, please, I've got an hour before I have to race. I need to get this car back to the Kaltron Supercar pits to get it sorted out for race 2, which I see they have done. So he is out there, and so is Ernest Page as well, together with all the others. They're busy making their way through turn number 4, through sidle sweep. The Kaltron fine cars are busy catching up. They're making their way up the Malmesbury straight towards Malmesbury sweep, now known as sidle sweep. Gunther Appelgren will be there in pole position. And Dave Alexander in the Morgan will be there in second pole. Then we've got Arnold Lambert out there as well. And then we'll see Melanie Lambert will be in the Fox. That's the name I was looking for. That's a brightly colored VW Fox. That's making its way now into turn 5, into Fostron, behind this group of supercars that you see. Right, Jordan, supercars heading towards the lights. Take this class off the line.
One of the many classes that does a rolling start. Carl Halleck will lead them away. He chooses the pace, and he'll choose when to step on the gas, and he does it now. The lights are out. And away that gaggle makes their way into turn 1. Carl Halleck will stick up the inside, but any late breakers, because that'll cause an issue. And we've got a spinner. Oh, that's that Phillips car, I believe, or even that's the Cat car. That's the number 11. That spun it around after a little bit of contact going through turn 1 with Carl Halleck. But now, Frankie, making their way into turn 1.
Yeah, supercars are heading towards turn 2, but the fine cars are working their way out of turn number 1. And it is Gunther Appelgren that leads them from Dave Alexander in that second position. Then it's Melanie Cook, and Melanie Cook has got Arnold Lambert in that escort up on the inside as they busy work their way out of Castrol Corner through the kink and down towards Interceptor as the Supercars are heading out of turn 4.
We watch now as Carl Alec still has the lead, but here comes that 33 of Glenn Phillips. He will be on his tail, and Carl Halleck moves to the left. Glenn Phillips moves to the right, and an easy overtake there. And we also see that's the 42, I believe, of Stefan Norci. Carl Halleck's dropped down a little bit. I wonder what's happened there. Maybe another technical issue, but he is slowing down. But now coming into 5, Frankie, is the Fine Cars.
Yes, the Fine Cars are making their way into turn number 5, into Fostron Corner. There they come out on your screen. You see them being led there by Gunther Appelgrein from Dave Alexander. Then coming through the shot now is Melanie Cook. Melanie Cook is coming through now. Derek Holtz is in that fight. Then we've got the Anglia that's been campaigned by Arnold Lambert. Then that Black Fox, that is the chair lady. That is Natasha Tissendorf, as this group of Fine Cars work their way through turn number 1 through holes.
The leader making his way through Interceptor Corner now and towards Sorrel Sweep. Glenn Phillips, a very commanding lead at the moment, but Carl Halleck is dropping down dramatically. Actually, that's not a word, dramatically. I'm not sure what's happening with his car, but I'm sure we'll find out a little bit later. But second place, that's Ernest Page at the moment in that 19. Or actually, we're going to have to wait until they cross the line to see what the order is, but going very slow down the back straight now is Carl Halleck. I'm sure he'll pull that car off. But we see a little fight further down with Cat and Rowe. So, nose to tail as they make their way out of Pertamina Foster. And here comes Glenn Phillips across the line, followed by the 19 of Ernest Page. That'll be correct. Doing much better this time round, followed then by Ryan Cat. But now into 5 Fine Cars once again, Frankie.
Right, so coming out of turn number 5 now, we have got the Fine Cars and they're heading towards the Castrol Bridge. There you see the leader coming through. That's Gunther Appelgrein, and I'll tell you what, he's been hassled heavily by Dave Alexander in that Morgan as they work their way into turn number 1. So it is Appelgrein from Dave Alexander that's in that second spot. Then it is Melanie Cook that's coming through now, followed there by Derek Hulse. And there's an attack. There's an attack in turn number 1. And it is Arnold Lambert that's been attacked there by Natasha Tissendorf, and right there with him. That's a lovely fight heading into Castrol Corner.
Jumping back to the lead, coming into Pertamina Foster on turn 5. Glenn Phillips, still quite a commanding lead there by him. With no fight from Carl Halleck now, as Carl Halleck actually has pulled it into the pit lane with, I would assume, Craig Hume as well, also out of this race. But Glenn Phillips now crosses the line once again. 5 laps to go now. Doing a very good lap time of a 1:26, but Ryan Cat in that third position, a 1:25.5. Ernest Page splitting those two. But look at that, Ernest Page having an issue now, dropping down a position to Ryan Cat. Now they sit in second and third place. But Frankie now coming to out of turn 5.
Yeah, working their way through turn number 5 at a Fostron Corner. We'll get them now for you on your monitor. Here comes your leader. And that is Gunther Appelgrein. And right on his case is Dave Alexander in that second spot. That green BML coming to view. There you see it. Racing past race control with the Morgan of Alexander there in that second spot. Melanie Cook is getting a whole lot closer. It's actually Lambert, I do apologize. Melanie Lambert. I don't know why I called her Melanie Cook. I'm thinking of a maiden surname. I do apologize. She is right in there. And she is getting a whole lot closer now to them as they make their way into Castrol corner, and it's a little bit of a gap that's been formed now in the fine cars as we head back towards the supercars.
Looking now down the main straight, here comes Glenn Phillips to start another lap. A 1:26.5 from him with 4 laps to go. Ryan Catt now crossing the line as well, 1:26.4. A little bit further back we watch. Here comes Ernest Page, and that is Stefan Nokia crossing the line now. Page just ahead, now crossing the line after that for 5th place. That is Brad Fenner on his own at the moment. So the class is split up. Now putting his hand out is a fine car, needs to move out of the way there for the faster running supercars as they make their way into Castrol corner.
Right, the fine cars is heading now towards turn number 1. The fine car's been led there by Gunther Appelgren. They got that lost supercar of Andre Rowe ahead of them. So Appelgren makes his way into turn number 1, followed there by Dave Alexander. Melanie Lambert is there in that 3rd spot. That's that multicolored Fox you see working its way through turn number 1. Then Derek Hulse in the MGB. That's a red car that's coming towards us. Then there's a nice fight, 3-way fight heading into turn number 1. And it is Andre Ellis that's ahead there of Natasha Tischendorf, followed by the Anglia of Arnold Lambert.
Coming across the line now and making their way into turn 1. Glenn Phillips once again. A 27 dead this time round, so he is slowing down, getting a little bit comfortable. He doesn't need to push the car too hard. He's sitting in the lead at the moment. But Ryan Catt now behind 3.5 seconds, followed then by Ernest Page, 2 seconds behind Ryan Catt. That battle making their way into turn 1 now is Nokia and Fenner. They are nose to tail, so that's going to be one to watch right until the end. But the rest of the front pack, the first 3 cars split out between 3.5, 2 seconds, and then a 12-second gap to that battle for 4th place.
Right, we can move down to turn number 5 into Fostron corner. That Andre Rose supercar is going to be attacked by the leader of the fine cars as they make their way under the City of Cape Town Bridge, working their way into turn number 1. That is Gunther Appelgren. Then Dave Alexander is still in that 2nd spot, followed there by Melanie Lambert in P3. That is the top 3. Then we see a big gap going through the screen now. That's the Morgan of Dave Alexander. And then right behind Alexander, you'll see that Fox of Lambert. The MGB of Derek Hulse is making its way into turn number 1. And then Andre Ellis is still trying to get his nose ahead there of Natasha Tischendorf. Followed, but they were having their own fight out there. They were chopping and changing positions. And then Lambert, that is Arnold Lambert, is in there as well. Now they have been caught by the leader of the supercars heading into turn 2 into Castrol corner.
Yes, Frankie. Glenn Phillips makes his way past Arnold Lambert now in that Anglia. So here they come up to back markers, and this can change the game a little bit. We see that 2nd place car of Ryan Catt, followed by Ernest Page. If the traffic gets too bad, Ernest Page might be able to catch up to Ryan Catt in that 2nd position. 1.5 seconds now between Catt and Page. Nokia and Fenner still nose to tail as they make their way around the circuit. But we watch Glenn Phillips still leading out as they make their way through
Fine car leader.
Sorrel Sweep. But here comes Ernest Page sitting right there behind Ryan Catt. But now down into turn 1, Gunther Appelgren.
Yeah, Gunther Appelgren, the fine car leader, is making his way into turn number 1. He's on the lead lap, and so is Dave Alexander in the Morgan that is just there behind him coming into screen. Oh, he's losing a little bit of ground there. There he goes through screen now. He is in 2nd spot in the fine cars, but the leaders of the supercars are busy making their way around the circuit, Jordan.
We watch there, turn 5 is Nokia and Brad Fenner. But if we look through to turn 1, Glenn Phillips makes his way around. And we've got a big battle here between Page and Catt. coming down the Joubert straight in towards turn 2. There we see Glenn Phillips on his own, but here comes Ernest Page after a struggle in race 1. He's found the pace and he's got that car comfortable and settled, and here he comes, and there Ryan Catt goes a little wide, and to make up for it, Ernest Page will take, no, sorry, Ryan Catt has a problem there. Coming into Interceptor corner, that car's slowing down hectically, Frankie, and I think he might be out of the race in this one.
Right, so the leader of the fine cars is making his way out of Fostron corner. Way down the road is Gunther Appelgrein as he heads towards the City of Cape Town Bridge to start his last lap. Is Gunther Appelgrein. All on his own is Gunther Appelgrein. We've got Dave Alexander still in that second spot, but he's way down the road. But back to the leaders of the Supercars. However, there is a car slowing down on the back straight, and I'll pick it up for you now. It is Melanie Lambert that is slowing right down on the back straight.
But here, crossing the line, Glenn Phillips takes the win for race 2, followed there by Ernest Page taking second place. Ryan Catt has fallen off after that issue. Here he comes rolling across the line. Ryan Catt will take that third place. Now we watch. Here comes Brad Fenner and Stefan Nokia to the line. Stefan will take the better of the two, crossing the line there to take fourth place. Now we wait for Boscombe, Shane Boscombe and Andre Rowe. But Frankie, follow your leaders in fine cars.
Right, there's only 2 fine cars on the lead lap, and they're going down the back straight. That is Gunther Appelgrein in the green Beamer. He's on the lead lap, making his way into Fostron corner, and then the Dave Alexander Morgan is the other fine car that's on the lead lap. All the others have finished 1 lap down. So Gunther Appelgrein making his way through Fostron corner. It'll be 2 out of 2 for Gunther Appelgrein as he races past that Fostron board through the kink, or known as turn 5A, towards the checkered flag, and Appelgrein wins both races in the fine car category. And here comes the Morgan into view, and that is Dave Alexander that finishes, and then just behind him is that number 74 supercar of Andre Rowe.
But quite brilliant racing there. We still have 1 or 2 cars still waiting to cross the line, unless they're making their way. No, they're making their way now to Park Ferme. That's it. That's the second race done of fine cars and supercars for the day.
So for the fine cars, just jumps off the screen. We'll have a look and see now if it comes back again.
Oh, Frankie, there's that replay of the incident between that 11.
That's Ryan Catt in car 11.
That Ryan Catt still managed to make it back, but there's your fine cars on the list.
So Gunther Appelgrein from Dave Alexander, Derek Halster, Tasha Tissendorf, Andre Ellis and Arnold Lambert across the line in the fine car section, as we have a look at that replay of Ryan Catt in trouble there once again. Then Di Dugmore also finished, and sadly a DNF there for Melanie Lambert and also for Roger Lewis. So that was both races in the fine car category, sponsored by Kaltron, as well as the supercars sponsored by Kaltron.